Let's get straight into things with a bad store called Gulu Craft. As you can see here, they have no logo and they have no profile picture and they have no banner. The reason why you need a logo and a profile picture and a banner is because it instills trust in the customer. If I'm a customer coming onto this Etsy store and I see no effort has been put into the store at all, how am I going to trust them to actually ship out my item? Especially if we take a look at this store, they have an item listed for £181, $200. How am I going to trust them with my $200 if they can't even be bothered to add a logo or add a profile picture or add a banner? The second biggest mistake I see with this store right here is the products they're selling. So we can see right here that they've got quartz featured and they've got a big item for £180. But then they've also got a leather wallet, and they've also got some different stud cat earrings. Say if I find this product in search results, I think that's quite interesting, but I see it's got no shop reviews. Okay, let me just go check out the shop. So if we take a look, it's got no logo, no banner for starters, right? But then they're selling a bunch of different items. So how can I trust this store with providing me a high quality crystal when they don't even specialize in crystals? They do crystals, leather wallets, and also stud cat earrings. These products have no association at all. So let's take a look at this second very bad store as well. So this one's a little bit better than the original one because they've done the basics of a logo and a banner and a profile picture, but they have one big problem, and it's their products are so boring. They've done absolutely nothing unique and nothing original here. Let's take a look at Fearless. This is the most boring design ever. And really the only way to actually get sales on the Etsy platform is to do something unique or bring a new product to the platform or do a better product than someone else. Also, I would say these mock-up designs are just very, very boring. They've done a little bit more effort than I suppose a pure white background, but it's still just incredibly boring. And in terms of the actual pricing, in terms of stuff like this, they could have done a sale. Very, very simple to do a 15 to 30% sale across your Etsy store. They are more likely to buy it if you have a sale. So let's take a look at this next store, Daisy Chain Beads. So this store is actually doing all right. So they got 153 orders. This item's a bestseller right here, but they have a lot of ways that they can improve. And I think the main thing is really just trying to make it look a little bit more professional as a whole. They've got the right idea by doing themed bracelets based upon certain characters in films and stuff like this. So I'd say they can fix a few things here by just adding more writing, making it look a bit more professional. And then obviously the logo, fixing that slightly and maybe adding a banner as well. I would say the main thing that they can do right here is just make the photos look more professional. The way that I would make this look more professional is the actual photo format really should not be portrait. It doesn't look the best. It should be a square or it should be like 4x3. And then also, if you can see on the image right here, you can see the shadows. This doesn't look the best again because the item is not properly lit. It costs £20 to get a small softbox on Amazon. Put that little item in there. It will be evenly lit and it will make it look much more professional and much more beautiful. I'd also say that their titles can be drastically improved with search engine optimization. You don't want your title to be too short or too long. You want it kind of to be in the middle area. So really the way I like to do it is you want to hit on your main keyword multiple times throughout the title. So let's say this main keyword right here is McQueen Sally bracelet set. Okay, so I would keep this initial phrase right at the beginning. I would then just keep going. So I would say lover bracelet, relationship bracelet. I'd add relationship jewelry. I would add McQueen again and Sally again. I would add the same actual words over and over again. And I would do something along these lines, but hitting on multiple of the keywords and keyword phrases multiple times throughout the title. They've also made mistakes with the description right here. The description is the place where people go if they have questions about the item. Let's say I'm a larger lady and I want to know if my wrist will actually fit around this bracelet. So I go check the description to see for sizing. And there is no details about sizing in the description. I'm not going to be able to purchase it. Also, you should clarify that it does come in a pair. You get the red one, you also get the blue one as well. Just small details like this are going to always increase your conversion rate. This next store is making a huge mistake and it's literally costing them thousands and thousands in profit. This store is called TI Collective. They've got 324 sales right now. They are making one huge mistake. mistake. So let's take a look at their most popular product. This product right here is their most popular product. They're selling it for £47.99. They've got the pricing right. They've got the discounts right. They've got the description right. I'd say they could add the actual sizing a little bit more clearer in there. But the most important thing here that they're missing out on is they only have 6 products. They are obviously focusing on bamboo woven pendant lamps and a couple different things like this, but they could have so many more products. It's very important when you sell on Etsy to double down on what's already working. They need to go back through and add loads more bamboo lights. You really need to have a minimum of 20 products on your store because it increases your social proof and it will increase the amount of money that you are able to make. Because maybe I see this lamp right here and I like it, but I don't love it. So I go onto the website and I think, oh, maybe it'll have different lamps for me. And I only see this amount of options. I'm going to be disappointed because maybe there was a bamboo lamp that I was willing to purchase from this store, but they didn't have it listed on here. This store, Hand Vin Rug, has 190 products, but it's only got 8 sales on its store. There's one thing that I noticed immediately that just looks incredibly weird is that they put all of these expensive rugs on the floor and it's dirty and it's got grass in it. You don't want to buy an expensive Persian Turkish rug if they're taking photos of it on a floor outside. I really can't stress enough how important the photos are for your item. Any normal person won't want to buy this because it's just looks shit. And a big mistake I think this store's made is it hasn't put too much effort into single listing products. They've listed 190 products, but they haven't put real effort into one of them. This next store will be the last store before we go on to the criteria for the perfect store. First mistake that I see with this one, they put very little effort into the banner. Even the profile picture here, I recommend profile pictures of an actual person's face because it instills more trust. You like to know if you're actually buying from a person and what they actually look like as well. So we can see that they put this here, which is also good. But the main problem I see with this store is that they have 29 sales. They're doing okay. The far majority of those 29 sales come from one single item. And as I mentioned previously, they haven't doubled down into that item. They should be listing every single item that they can possibly find or possibly make that looks like this item. So what is the criteria for a perfect Etsy store? It consists of 10 different things. The first thing is branding, logo, and banner. So let's take a quick look at 2 perfect stores. One is called Mini Me Store UK. Their banner perfectly describes what their product is. They're selling personalized baby clothing. You can also see the banner. It shows emotion. It shows a mum and her son. Let's take a look at the second perfect store that has over 120,000 sales. I know what they sell in literally 1 second. The logo, simple, elegant. The name makes sense. Rose Wed. So the second piece of the criteria to creating a perfect Etsy store is having enough listings public. If you have 3 listings, your store looks empty. This store right here, Rose Wed, has 40 listings. And what this means is that they have 2 pages of listings. Let's look at Mini Me Store. They have 49 listings. The homepage of their Etsy store looks full. It looks great. It looks colorful. And more importantly, they're all in the same niche. The third piece of the criteria to create the perfect Etsy store is great photos. Take a look at Mini Me Store right here. They've put so much effort into it. It shows their colors. It shows the personalization every single time. Let's take a quick look at Rose Wed as well. These guys have put less effort into their pictures, but their pictures are still great. They only needed to take a picture of that cake right at the bottom right there, and then they've got the top bit. This picture right here can be made on Photoshop. It can be made using AI tools as well. They not only have just one picture, they have multiple pictures of the item, and it shows that they put effort into it. The fourth thing on the criteria to make the perfect Etsy store is to have good social proof. The way you can do this if you're a new store, because I understand these stores are big stores. They've got tens of thousands of orders. The way I've done it many times is to ask friends and family members to purchase your item and leave honest feedback, because it's going to be difficult to get your first couple of orders when you've got 0 reviews and 0 sales. Number 5 on the criteria to creating a perfect store is to have a sale. You can see every single listing has a 20% off sale. Mini Me Store has a 15% off sale. I would really recommend anywhere from a 15 to a 30% off sale. You don't need to actually give a discount. You increase the price of the product and then add a discount. So you don't make any less money, but a customer feels like they're getting a better value deal because there is a discount attached to it. The sixth thing on the criteria is to have a very, very good description. Right at the top, fast same-day dispatch, ordered before 1 p.m. They're really making it clear that they're not shipping from China, they're not a drop shipping store. You can see their actual materials right here, high quality materials, all the details you need and all the questions are answered about this item in the actual description. Don't overcomplicate this. Copy what other huge stores have done. The seventh thing on the criteria to the perfect product is search engine optimization. So you don't want to make your titles too long. You don't want to make them too short. You want to add keywords to your description. You want to be descriptive in all areas. If you take a look at Mini-Me store right here, this is one of their popular products. Family matching personalized or plain velvet mocha ribbed cotton sets, children outfit, baby two-piece set, kids clothing matching siblings. So you see they've mentioned their keyword there, matching, multiple times throughout the title and multiple key phrases of what they're selling. And we can even see in the description right here, right at the top, perfect gift for baby shower, birthday outfit, photo shoots, nursery outfit, playground, and sleep. They've mentioned it multiple times throughout the description as well in a natural way. And the most important keyword for them will be the first key phrase right here. So it'll be family, matching, personalized. So number 8 on the criteria is having unique products. So this is why I actually love this Mini-Me store. This is something a little bit different in the baby niche. If you look up baby personalized clothing, you don't really see too much of this high quality corduroy velvet style baby clothing. The 9th thing on the criteria to create the perfect Etsy product is doubling down on what works. You can see this store, they have so many different listings, very, very similar item. You can see this one is kind of a ribbed t-shirt and they've got the same thing there. They've got the same thing there. They've got the same thing there. Same thing there. Same thing there. Same thing there. Like, they've got so many different items that are similar. Rosewed has done this, but in a slightly different way. This is their best product right here, the Mr. and Mrs. one. They haven't just stopped there. They've added so many other products to their store. The 10th thing on the criteria to creating the perfect Etsy store is pricing. So if you look at these little dungarees right here, they are selling them for £15, 29p, and £3 shipping. Okay, so they're selling them for £18, 30p, right? If they were selling them at £12, they would probably get less sales because their pictures are high quality, it's an embroidered item, and it doesn't make sense to be sold very, very cheaply.